Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael and I'm the Brooks brother. Today I'm doing this whole look and tutorial using all affordable makeup. And when I say affordable makeup, you know, some people say drugstore, some people say affordable. All I mean is all the makeup in today's video is meant to be stuff that is at a lower price point, and typically stuff you could find at a drugstore, depending on where you live. Stuff you can get that won't cost as much. And I just wanted to do this to show that basically you can look expensive and not spend a ton of money on every single individual item in your collection. It's good to mix it up, it's good to have a variety, as I'm sure you guys know, but I think that this came out remarkably well for all stuff that is from the drugstore, at least drugstore in the UK. So if you want to see how I created this look and what I used, please keep on watching. While you're here, I will ask that you also like the video, please give me a thumbs up, helps me out, and subscribe. Please subscribe. That would mean the world. Thanks for showing up. I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you at the end. First things first, I'm gonna do my eyes first, like normal. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. The color of this one's called Sand. A lot of this, which will not be a surprise to most, is stuff that I have never used before. But I feel like they're very similar to like a paint pot from MAC. One of these guys retails for £5, which is very cheap. It has been so warm in London the past couple of days. Like, it's been like full-on summer weather. It's been so beautiful. I'm like, that's my favorite type of weather. You know what, let me zoom in. And then eyeshadow-wise, I'm gonna do some green. Bite-sized eyeshadows. And this is the jalapeno, hot jalapeno is the color. It looks cute. I'm wearing like a khaki green shirt. You can never see what I'm wearing when I'm filming because my space is too small to have it like zoomed in that much, or zoomed out that much rather. There's only 4 colors in here, so I mean I can't go crazy as I normally would. I want to do a halo eye, so we're getting adventurous today. I don't know if I said this, but I'm gonna exclude brushes from this. That's actually a really nice green eyeshadow. Okay, e.l.f. Noted. With a halo eye, I would say, basic instructions wise, you want to start by getting like your medium darkest color all the way across the crease. In this palette, it's that like, it actually is like a jalapeno green color. And I bring it all the way in when you want good color payoff to apply it onto something sticky. So this putty primer is actually really good because it's just grabbing the pigment and then I can press it in as I'm doing, but I'm also using these like swirly motions to blend it out. I'm really impressed though that this green just really, it blended out beautifully. Let me get the price up for this. Oh my goodness. Okay, this little eyeshadow palette, it's £3. £3. That's remarkable. And it's actually quite good quality. Like, you're limited with just 4 colors, but if you don't need a whole lot of eyeshadow, then if you're able to narrow down exactly what colors you like, then why do you need more than 4? But for me, I like every single color of the rainbow, so I like a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more options, if you know what I mean. But now what you want to do is darken the inner and outer corner. So I'm going to use a denser flat brush. This is like a little doll beauty brush. And I'm going to go to the darker green. Pack it on. And then get a little bit more of the lighter green and just buff out the edge. I'm not really taking my blending brush into this part here. I'm doing it around the outside where the two meet. That's actually blending out pretty well. I think I like this palette, you know. The same thing on the inner corner now. And you want to be careful how far up you bring this to the bridge of your nose because it can get like a bit crazy town if you go like all the way in here. So I keep it a little bit smaller on this side so that it can still blend into the lighter green. Back to my blending brush, grabbing a little bit of the lighter green now. I mean, matte dark greens are not easy, and this is This looks good. This looks really good. And then the last thing you want to do is just make sure that there's a nice smooth transition between the dark, light, dark into the socket. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically just carry whatever's on my blending brush and I just run it back and forth in the crease here. So far I'm impressed. We need to add like the other element of it, which is the shimmer colors, right? So there's two here. There's a green and a gold. I'm gonna do the green first and then gold right in the center. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, this is just, that's way more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. 3 pounds, 3 pounds. These bigger companies better watch their money because that's remarkable to me. And a green eyeshadow as well, wow. Now that that's on, I just wanna blend the edges of it into the dark green. Some people would do this as like a halo cut crease, which is totally cute too. But I really like when halo eyes, like, it looks like it all just kinda, it goes from one into the crease, into the outer corner, and it just kinda all, I don't like when it's like sharp. At least when I do it on myself, it looks a bit draggy. And there's nothing wrong with drag makeup. I feel like I talk about this a lot. That's not my aim. My aim is just seamless and a little bit soft still. No, like the color is impactful. I want the application to still look soft. See, the thing is, even if my window was closed, you would hear it anyway. That's a loud ass car. I like when halo eyes, like the shimmer follows the shape of your lid. So you think about your eye being round like this, a shadow, and then it comes out, and where the light hits it right on the front is where it looks like it makes it look like dimensional. That's the word I'm looking for. I feel like the basilisk. It's exactly the vibe that I'm getting from this. Basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets. I'm gonna use the fourth color in here, which is the gold, the yellow color, right on the very center. Oh, you know what? No. Some of these like 60-pound palettes that I have, and this 3-pound one comes on the scene, it's like, oh, you want to do green? Okay. Let me show you. Let me show you a little something. And then just before I move on to doing lashes, I'm gonna use a little bit of a black pencil just in my lash line, and then I'm gonna tight line the top. This is from a new drugstore brand. I think it will have launched by the time that this video goes up, but it's called xxrevolution, and it's an extension of Makeup Revolution, so it's a new brand from them. It's a gel eyeliner pencil called xxact eyeliner, and it's just a black kohl. It's tiny. Wow, my camera actually focuses way better in natural light. Interesting. Right at the root of my lash. I'm gonna kind of skip over the center. So I just popped a little bit of mascara on. These are from eylure, and eylure is sold in drugstores in the UK. Anyway, this is like a collaboration lash, and this is a friend of mine, Gary, the plastic boy, and this is his collab. These ones are called Bad and Boujee. Also, congratulations, Gary. This is big, so congratulations to you. You deserve it. I'll be right back. I got lashes on. These are really cute. Let's move on to skin. I'm a little bit nervous, but I am excited. There's a few things that I want to try that even some of it I just literally got today. I was like, oh, okay, it's a great time to film this. First things first is the e.l.f. the Poreless Putty Primer. And I've used this on my channel before. It's like a smoothing primer, and it feels really balmy on the skin. I'm just gonna... That's a lot. I just put a lot. I'm gonna spread that around my face. Next thing, I'm really excited for these. And these are from a brand called Lottie, London. This is like a skin tint is what it's called, so I think it's like a medium coverage foundation. And the reason that I was so interested in trying this, it looks very similar to my favorite foundation, which is Dior Face and Body. So I'm gonna see if this is comparable, because this is on the more expensive side of foundations. It's not the most expensive Dior foundation, but it is pricey. And then this one I think is £8. I think it's quite cheap. Downside, I can already tell you, would be that there isn't many colors in it. I think there's like 8. They do go deeper, not deep enough though. And like, these are only 1 shade apart and they're quite different. We'll see though. I will probably buy the Dior again. I'm just gonna press it into the skin. See how it goes. It's a little bit dark, but the texture is quite nice. I really like sheer foundation. It seems really nice for summertime as well. If you want like quite a light coverage, but something that is still, it balances everything out. I'm just adding a slightly lighter one to it to kind of mix together. I like this so far. Let's see how it holds up. If medium coverage and like glowy skin is your vibe, I think you would like it if you can find a color in it. There isn't a huge range of color, so I was hesitant to talk about it on here. This is something that I did want to try myself, and I thought I may as well share my experience trying it and also share my thoughts on why there needs to be more colors. I'm gonna go in with concealer now. This is e.l.f. concealer. This is the 16-hour camo concealer, tan sand. I love this concealer. If you're a makeup savvy person already, this is super similar to like a Tarte Shape Tape style concealer where it's like a nice big doe foot applicator and it's full coverage and matte. I'm gonna use 2 powders as well. This is one of my favorite powders anyway. It's a Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. I talk about this a lot. So one is for my under eye, medium, and then this one is for the rest of my face. This is medium deep. Something I really like about this Maybelline powder is how smoothing it is. Especially on my under eyes. Like, I don't have another powder that... I love Laura Mercier, we all do. Something about the little bit of... So inconsiderate. I love it. I do truly love this powder. Then I'm gonna switch to medium deep. I haven't used this one in a long time actually, because I normally like a pressed powder, but I don't have a drugstore pressed powder. So difference between these 2 colors if you're around my skin tone. This medium deep is a little bit more golden. In like the winter time, it's a bit too golden and a little bit too dark. But do you see how it's like making my face so smooth? This is the smoothest powder that I own. I'd like to award myself a round of applause for doing my whole base up to this point with no brushes. All of this has been with a sponge in my hands. That being said, I'm gonna switch to a brush. I just want to buff the powder around because I was pressing it in, and here I have a huge pimple. So I don't want to like scrub over it, but just going over and buffing it, the powder in where I've tapped it on. I'm gonna zoom back in so we can finish my eyes. I left a little bit of powder on my under eyes just so that if anything falls out, but I think it should be okay. And I'm going to stamp this all the way across my lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna take a clean blending brush and just blend it out. Okay, so what I will say is that if you don't have a bit of primer like on your lower lash line, they are a little bit fussier to get them to, it doesn't grab on the same way. I might just be being picky, but on my lower lash line here, there's like a patch where it doesn't want to blend. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of the primer again on the same brush. Okay, that's the secret. Make sure that there's primer underneath these eyeshadows. Otherwise, they're still pigmented, but just not as pigmented. So now, I want to do this halo thing in my waterline though. I have 2 pencils that are similar colors that are still bright enough. I want to do this kind of like dark, light, dark thing, or green, yellow, green sort of vibe. So I have 2 ColourPop pencils. There's a green one called Electric Daisy, and then there's a yellow one called Cursed crossed. Not sure. But I'm just gonna put the green all the way across first, and it's like a electric lime green. Ooh. You ever put something in your waterline and you're like, oh no, what have I done? Anyway, so that's cool. Then I'm gonna take some of the yellow. Right in the middle. And that's just because I think it looks cool. I think that adds a cool, interesting element. I need to do bronzer, blush, highlighter, and a lip. This is another thing from xxrevolution. This is a Gravitate face palette, it's called. So I'm gonna use the bronzer in here. This is another Lottie London product that I just got today. Ombré blush called Haze. I think you're meant to kind of sweep your whole brush across it. This is like a watermelon pink kind of color. Let me wipe this off now because we've cleaned up. Setting spray. This is e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. Right, so the scent I really like. I don't know how I feel about the mister though. I'm used to like a MAC Fix Plus or a Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and this is a bit spitty. Like a bit like, not 100% sure, but it does the job. Just kind of gets rid of a bit of the powderiness on my skin. Highlight. This is another xxrevolution thing, and this is called Nimbus. That's really nice. I'm gonna pop some of my inner corners too. And then lastly, lips. Luckily, my favorite lip liner just fits right into the category. Morphe Sweet Tea. And I also have a e.l.f. lip gloss called Mauve Glitz. That lip gloss is nice. It's called a lip lacquer. And it's not like as glossy as I normally like, but it works really, really well with that lip liner color. But anyway, that means that we're done. Eyes, skin, lips, lashes even. I really like how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned a couple things about some more inexpensive products and seeing that the outcome is pretty much exactly like it would be if I used the normal stuff that I always do. What I'm gonna do is just write everything in the description, as I always do. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into how some of the more inexpensive, affordable makeup brands are kind of doing these days. I think this goes to show that drugstore makeup or more inexpensive makeup has come a really long way. I'm not gonna make this super long. I just wanna say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you picked up a couple of tips along the way. If there's any questions that you have, don't be shy. Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. As always, if there's anything that you'd like to see in the future, I am open to suggestions. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.